Started. Please confirm you can see my screen.
Yes, I can see it. I can see your screen.
Okay, great. Yeah, thank you very much for the opportunity. Hi everyone. Really happy to be here with you. Not really my first time in Kenya, or probably not even my first time speaking virtually in Kenya, but really I think it's my first time speaking at this DSC's event, and I'm really excited about it. But what was more exciting is the fact that we're having conversation about how to build solutions to real life problems. It's basically what the solutions challenge is about. So over the course of the next hour, I will try my best to explain what the solutions challenge is about, as well as tell you what we expect, what are the prizes, and why you should participate. I think in the first instance, I'll possibly start with why you should participate in the solutions challenge. Hopefully you get to understand why it's very crucial, and it's why we take it very serious every year. So my name is Auwal MS, and I happen to be the program manager for developer student clubs at Google, basically managing the whole community in sub-Saharan Africa, consisting of 48 countries. So and then the good thing is Solutions Challenge is not just a competition for just DSCs in Kenya, not just participants in your school. Neither is just a competition for people across Africa. It's a global competition, and the goal remains the same. And you're competing with different people to put the name of your school out there as one of the schools that produced the team that were able to win the Solutions Challenge. So why should you participate in Solution Challenge? Like, obviously, that should be the first thing. You'll be wondering, okay, yeah, I'm here. I'm going to listen to what he's about to say. But why should I participate? So I'll run you through. I'll tell you one fundamental reason why you should. Especially if you are interested in being employed as a software engineer after school, right? If you are interested in working as a software engineer after school, the next slide will shed more light, or probably it will bring you back to reality of what happens really in the industry as against what you get to see or what you get to hear about in school. So there are two frames here, right? The frame by the left and the frame by the right. I'm going back to the chat section to get your response to what I'm going to ask now. So for the slide in the left, right, it's a case of someone who went for a job, right? And the job requests that, okay, you need 2 years experience for the job. And then the person happens to just left school. The person just graduated from school. The company tells him, well, all I know is you need experience to get the job. And then the person was trying to clarify that I just got out of school. So if I need to get experience, I need to work to get an experience. All the company knows is you need to get a job. You need to get experience to get a job, but nobody cares about you just leaving school. How many of us have seen this meme on the internet? The one by the left. Let's see on the chat section if you've ever seen this, or if this makes sense to you, or if ever even had to, if you've ever experienced this. You want to get a job, and the company that you're trying to get into insists that you need experience to get the job. Yeah, the chat section is totally empty. Basically, I can't see any response. Is it like we've never had this experience, or we've never seen this meme? Yeah, so if you've been in the industry, you're going to see that. So the other side of it, the right meme, basically is a case of like an employer doing the same thing, even though they didn't specify that you need like this level of experience, right? But then you, as a student who just graduated, or even as a student who is just trying to get a job so that you could probably pay some of your bills, as well as get the needed experience that you need, you'll be like, okay, so like, I need a job, right? And then in your own case, you're like, okay, if I need a job, I can't get experience. So you happen to be Obama in this case. You're wondering, why would this one tell me I need experience to get the job when I've never had the job, so I wouldn't get experience. So it's one of the things we're trying to solve. As you try to participate in solutions challenge, right? Do understand that this will give you the opportunity to get the experience that you need, right? So that when you eventually got to this point whereby you're needing a job, and then the company said, okay, we need you to have experience for you to get this job, you could easily point out to the job that to the experience you've gained working in solutions challenge. And then beside that, I think you will also love the fact that you're working as a part of a community, and then the community will give you all the needed support that you need to for you to be able to have like a sensible job when you leave school. So this is this. And then let's look at, okay, when did the solution challenge start, right? And why did we start it, right? Okay, so the solutions challenge is an annual contest, right? They started in 2019, and it basically invites students from different developer student clubs campuses to develop solutions for their local challenges, right? Using one or more Google technology. So it's not like we're telling you to solve global warming, or we're trying to say you should build a solution to cancer, or we're trying to say, hey, we need someone who will build the most amazing time traveling machine. No, we're asking you to build solution to your own local problem. It's basically a solution that people should be able to use. Because like in the real sense, when you leave school and you get to the industry and you're trying to get a job, all everyone is interested in is seeing what app did you build, right? And then when you show them what you build, the first question they ask you is, what does it do, right? Or why should I use it? So in your case here, you get the opportunity to build solution to local problem. Basically, you're building solution to the problem that affects your own city, your own community. That way, people should be able to use, and if eventually it becomes something very, very, very nice, and people could even pay to use your app. We've seen people build solutions, participate in solutions challenge, won the competition itself, and move on to make the app itself a startup for their own, where they try to get some money from it, right? So, and one thing to mention is, as you participate in solutions challenge, do understand that you own the entirety of the platform. Whatever you build is yours. You own the IP address, the IP of the product. All the source code and everything belongs to you. It is not like you're building the solutions for Google. No, you're building the solution for yourself. Google will try their best to provide mentorship as well as guidance on how to make the app very robust, but you still own your product. It is your product. You have all the right to it, but ours is just to support you, to encourage you, and to help you build the best version of the app you want to build. Our only requirement at this stage is you should use at least one Google technology. This technology could be a Google product or a Google platform. So you could basically be building the app to run on Android, which is a Google product, right? As well as a platform, right? Or you're building the app and then you decide to deploy it on Google Cloud Platform. So this is just the requirement. Build solution to your local problem using, but use at least one or more Google technology, which will be a product or a platform. So look at who has won the solutions challenge and what did they do. So it started in 2019. The first winning solution was this solution. It's called an immunization calculator. It basically helps health workers to know, okay, what is the next dose of immunization you're supposed to give this kid who is like at this point in time, at his 6 month, or it's at the 12th month, or at 6 or 6 years and stuff like this. So it tries to basically remind them. And in the same vein, it also reminds mothers, like nursing mothers, to be able to remember when their child is due for the next immunization. So the app sends notification to mothers a week to the immunization date, to the expected immunization due date, to tell the mother, okay, your kid will be your kid will be due for immunization in a week. It also sends another reminder when it's 3 days to the immunization to the date to tell them, okay, your kid will be due in 3 weeks, probably in 3 days, and the same thing happens in the day of the immunization. If you have been in Africa, you're here in Africa, so you definitely know how hard it is for mothers to remember when is their next immunization due for their kids. Sometimes we have really high number of people skipping immunization because they forgot the date of the immunization and stuff like this. So this app tries to help remind them, as well as ensure health workers make the right decision while doing their job. So this was built with support from health workers and stuff like this. It was after a research by the team, and this team was isn't actually from anywhere far. Funny as it is, it's actually it's from a country very close to Kenya. This solution was built by Muni University in Uganda, right? And the app was built for the Android platform and leverages on native script, which is a JavaScript framework for building application, as well as was built to use Firebase for its backend. So this is what won the first solutions challenge. From what you can see, you definitely know this is not the best of UIs. It's not like it has all the shiny expectations and stuff like this, but it gets the job done. So for us, we are interested in seeing what the app looks like, right? What the app does, not really about how shiny it looks, but if it gets the job done, because we expect you to build an MVP. An MVP does look like the finished product. It just looks like a working prototype, right? Like it's a prototype, but it works. So that is what we expect. So you can see, yes, they use one Google technology, which is Firebase, and leverages on some very important part of the technology to be able to achieve their goal. Specifically, they used Firebase data store for saving their information. There is Google authentication, Firebase authentication, to be able to authenticate who is the person logging in. That way, they will get to show them information relevant to what affects them, especially from mothers, so that you don't go and show mother that her child is due for immunization when it's actually not true. Possibly it's because there's a switch in the details. You're misinterpreting the details. So you need to authenticate and get to know, okay, who is this person, and then what are the details that you have on the person. They also use Firebase Cloud messaging to be able to send notification and basically reminder for students. Reminder to mothers for the due date of their kids. So that is what this does, and this was built by this team, right? The team is led by the guy by the far right, Samuel Mugisha, who was the DSC lead for Muni University in 2019. So everyone you see in this picture participated one way or the other. Not everybody in this picture is a developer. Some of the people in this picture were basically testers. Some people were the ones who get to the health workers to get their thoughts on what is being built and how useful it is, as well as many other different things. So it's not everyone that is going to be part of your team that has to be a developer. Some people can be testers, some people can be designers, some people's job will be to get feedback from people around the community. So this shows you how useful being part of a community is. You wouldn't necessarily need to be the core person building the product, but you can gain experience by being part of the team. So see this as an opportunity, see this as a reason for you to be very, very deep into your community, get to know what is being built by your community and how you can be able to help. Because at the tail end, when you leave school, every of these things you do now will really, really matter. So this is 2019 winning team. So what does it look like in 2020? So in 2019, we ended up selecting just one winning team, right? Because we thought what was built by Samuel is very, very awesome. But even beside that, that was because we just selected only one winner because that was what we announced we were going to select. But when we look back to how things happened, we realized there were really, really great apps that were built by other different teams that we thought these teams, if it would have made sense if we selected more than one. We recognize other people for the awesome applications, the wonderful tools they've built. So we decided in 2020 that we were going to select the top 10. So we decided that we're selecting the top 10 Solutions Challenge winners and announce them to the world, as well as tell the world about the really awesome applications they built. So this is one of those top 10 teams. The good thing was, as we won the Solutions Challenge in 2019, in 2020, when the top 10 teams were selected, Africa, or Sub-Saharan Africa basically, got two of those winning solutions. Two of those winning solutions came from Africa, and then there were other mentions from different DSCs, one of which was from the team from Masinde Muliro University in Kenya. They built a really nice application, though it didn't get to the top 10, but it was one of the contenders for the top 10 winning team. Hopefully, I hope to see that this year we have one of those winning teams from Kenya. So let's look at this video and see, just so that you understand what these guys built, right? Let me let the video explain what the tool was about. So that was what was built by the team there. Really, really awesome application, and solve a very, very crucial problem. If you as an African, you definitely know how hard it is to contact emergency when you need one. So this app basically tries to send emergency requests to relevant agency, who then reach back to the user to tell them they're on their way after confirming where the location is. So this project also was also built for Android, right? And the name of the project was ERA, basically Emergency Response Assistant, and was built using Java and XML for the mobile part, and also leverages, surprisingly or probably lucky enough, or will I say coincidentally, it uses the same back-end tool as what we saw in the previous winning team. Fire-based authentication, Firestore, as well as Fire-based cloud messaging. If you're interested in knowing more details about what the app looks like, or possibly you want to know how they build this app, as well as get some of your questions answered, there is a link here. This demo link houses not just this video, but a clear explanation as to the aspiration as to why they built this product. Right? This was built by a team from Ghana, University of Education, Winneba, in Kumasi, Ghana. They were the team that built this app. Really, really awesome one. So this was the team. This team was also led by Elvis. Elvis was a DSC lead for University of Education in Ghana during the last cohort. That was said before Simon and yours could become enlisted as one of the DSC campuses. So these were the team. Different people worked on different parts of the project. Some people work on the Android part. Some people work on setting up the DB. Some people worked on getting user feedback and testing. So this was the team. So that was one of the 10 winning teams. And this is another team that won the Solutions Challenge. That was part of the top winning team. And this team also happens to be from Midland State University in Zimbabwe, right? In the same, Zimbabwe is in Southern Africa, yeah. So this was built by the team. So I am going to let them explain what the app does and why, and you could probably tell us if you think they should make the top team or not. So let's watch.
Capstone, plagiarism detection software developed by DSC students from the Midland State University in Zimbabwe. Project Capstone is a plagiarism detection software that allows students to submit assignments and dissertations for plagiarism check. Students can submit dissertations and assignments for which they are given a similarity report which can be used by their supervisors for grading. So after a student joins a classroom, they are given access to a list of assignments available in that classroom and they can submit an assignment. So for presentation's sake, I have designed a document from which I plagiarized from various sources, and I'm going to check for similarity. So here to the right is the similarity report, which shows 64% plagiarism, and the color-coded sentences are from various sources. Taking, for example, the one in blue was plagiarized from document 3389, the one in green from 3389, the one in red was plagiarized from 2822, the one in white was not plagiarized from any source, in yellow was plagiarized from 2879. So this color-coded report shows source documents from which a sentence was plagiarized from. So even if a student removes some of the words, the system cannot be cheated because it eliminates English stop words, which students usually use for cheating. This system can be easily integrated to Google Classrooms and Google Scholar and can be used for improving the quality of academic content and intellectual property. Thank you.
Yeah, okay, so that was what was built by Project Capstone, by Team Capstone, and it basically leverages on Google G Suite API or probably Workspace API, if you know the change in the name. And then the app was deployed on Firebase Cloud, Firebase Google Cloud Platform, and it leverages Python to be able to do some of the analysis. The algorithm that was run through to be able to do this detection. And the UI was built using basic HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. To get to have your answers question, to understand what were the 3 steps they used to build the application, what were the algorithm, use the demo link here to watch the video that has a conversation between the team that built this and some set of Googlers to walk through how things were built, right? So these were 2 of those winning teams, but this isn't the whole team that won the Solutions Challenge. So we'll probably look here and see this is the team that work on this. Victor, Marvelous, as well as Lavender. Marvelous happened to be leading the team. He happens to be the DSC lead for that DSC for DSC Midland State University in the previous cohort. So this basically tells you, I think in one of my presentations, someone asked, does it mean you need to build an app for Android platform to be able to become one of the winning team? Unfortunately, no. As we see with the case of the team from Midland State University, this app is not even a mobile app. It is a web project that leverages different technologies to be able to be built. So if you look at the full demo, which is on the Solution Challenge website, you will understand that there were different teams that built different things. That wasn't necessarily a solution, an Android project. It was just a coincidence that the two of the winning teams from Africa in both 2019 and 2020 happened to build an Android app, but it's not a requirement. Just build for one of the products of Google, one of Google technologies or more. So this is a cross-section of the whole winning teams. So in here houses different people from different teams that won the Solutions Challenge. Clearly to tell you, different people from different continents participated in this and made it to the winning slot. So if you want to watch a full demo of what happened, this is a playlist containing different videos with links to different pictures, with links to different videos, demo, as well as question and answer sessions by the different teams that won the Solutions Challenge. I really encourage you to do that. And also, definitely, you should check this link, bit.ly 2020-SC demo. It shows you, it's basically an article that tells you about all the team. That is, if you don't want to come to the demo video, if you don't want to go to the video playlist, you can go and read this article. It explains what the whole 10 teams built, why they were selected, as well as shares feedback on what technology they were able to use. So you can definitely learn from that and start planning how to win this year's Solutions Challenge as it progresses. So these are the winning teams. We've already known what 2019 looks like, what 2020 looks like. So what's up with 2021, right? Why should I participate? I've seen this. What is in for it? What's the requirement for this year? Did anything change? Are we still doing the same thing? And stuff like this. So let me invite my colleague, Erica, to come and introduce what Solutions Challenge 2021 looks like and why and what we're trying to solve. Hi, Erica.
Hi, everyone. I'm Erica Hansen, and in this video, I will give you an overview of the steps and timeline for the Google Developer Student Club's 2021 Solution Challenge. The Solution Challenge is an annual contest that invites students to develop solutions utilizing one or more Google technologies. This year's mission is for students to solve for one or more of the United Nations 17 Sustainable Development Goals. Check out the next video in this series to learn more on these 17 goals and how to brainstorm ideas to help achieve them. For now, let's take a look at the complete timeline of the Google Developer Student Club's 2021 Solution Challenge. The steps can be grouped into 4 phases: register, learn and build, deep mentorship, and demo day. At this phase, you'll join a Google Developer Student Club virtually at your college or university. If there is no club at your university, you can find the nearest one to you by checking our online directory. If you are joining a club outside your university, make sure to team up with at least one student from that university in order to be eligible to participate in the Solution Challenge. Once you are a Google Developer Student Club member, it's time to register your interest at goo.gle/Solution Challenge by submitting the form. Now you can form a team with up to 4 students from your club. Ideally, your team members will have a varied set of technical and soft skills, so you complement each other's strengths. The next phase is where you'll select one or more of the UN 17 Sustainable Goals to solve for. And now it's time to start defining and building your solution. We've created a series of videos to guide you through this process. They offer references to many technical resources available to you, so be sure to check them out. And remember, while you design and build your solution, you can always get guidance and assistance by posting a question on the mentorship platform Partheon, where Google developer experts can help you overcome the obstacles you face along the way. Once you have built your solution, gone through user feedback, and reiterated your code, it's time to record a demo video. The video should be 2 minutes or shorter and showcase your solution in a clear and exciting way. Both your solution and the demo video should be submitted by March 31st through the Solution Challenge website. At this stage, the Solution Challenge team of judges will review and rank all the submissions from around the world. You can check the judging criteria on the Solution Challenge website. The top 50 solutions will be announced and invited to join the deep mentoring phase. This phase is designed to fine-tune and improve the top 50 solutions. These top teams will receive mentoring from Google and Google developer experts. Once completed, these top 50 teams will resubmit their improved solutions and their improved demos to compete for a spot as one of the 10 finalists. These top 10 teams will win an array of prizes, among which are a 1-year subscription to Pluralsight, swag, and additional customized mentoring from Google and Google developer experts. The top 10 teams will also be invited to present their solution to Google and developers all over the world, live on YouTube during the 2021 Solution Challenge Demo Day. During Demo Day, the judges will watch the top 10 demos and interview the finalists. The final 3 winning teams will be announced live during the event, winning all the prizes included in the top 10 category, along with a Chromebook and a private meeting with a Google executive. The Google Developer Student Club Solution Challenge is a great opportunity to learn the latest Google technologies and kickstart your career by learning through doing. You'll be collaborating with Googlers and Google developer experts on your way to building a great solution. In the next video, we will explore the UN 17 Sustainable Development Goals and show you some ways to research and brainstorm solutions aligned with these goals. Thank you for watching, and I can't wait to see what you build.
Okay, you heard Erica. Yeah, so Erica mentioned in the next video, we're going to go through the solutions challenge, right? Like what the United Nations 17 looks like. So I am your next video, so I'm going to run you through what it looks like, right? We don't need to go to the next video, so I could probably explain this. So we can just move ahead to the next stuffs. So for 2021, as you've heard, we want you to build a solution aiming at one of the 17 United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. You could be building something that will try to end poverty or ensure there's zero hunger in the continent, or probably start with your community that will probably get you to zero hunger in your community, or could improve the good, the health and well-being of people in your community. If you think you have an idea of something that could improve education, or probably try to reduce, or probably and even end gender inequality, or probably try to get people to have clean water as well as improve sanitation, this is the opportunity for you to work on. Other goals to probably aim at is to probably increase or probably help bring up affordable and clean energy, or probably help people work on get decent pay for working, as well as help them improve their economic, help them ensure they have economic growth. If your idea is to build something that is innovative, that could help industries as well as improve infrastructure that are already around, really, really great one. The 10th goal is to reduce inequalities among different set of people, not just gender. Inequality from races, from tribes, and stuff like this. The 11th one is hopefully you're building something that could improve how our cities are being managed, trying to help us achieve sustainable cities as well as communities. Or you want to ensure people do things responsibly, responsible consumption and production of everything, right? So the 13th one is to see is if we want to achieve a clean climate, the world has to be a better place. For those of you who have been following on the internet, you will have possibly heard, seen how the continent, the world became more clearer and less polluted during the lockdown. When many countries were locked down, there were really, really good activities. There was really low activities, and then the climate was really clear. Whether they're building something around green energy and stuff like this. The 14th is if you're possibly building something, you're building something that aims at increasing the cleanness of the cleanness of life in water or life below water for animals that lives under the water. Item 15 is how we could improve life on land, right? You can improve life below water or probably life on land, as well as help the world become a more peaceful and justifiable as well as strong communities. Number 17 is if you are building something that could bring partnership for the goals. So these are what we expect you to work on. If you go to Google and search United Nations SDG 17, or you just go to Google and type SDG 17, you have a website dedicated to explaining what every of these goal is. Ideally, if you're building whatever you're trying to build, I am very, very sure it will fall into one of this category. Reason being that even what was built previously, if you take a deep look at what was built previously, you will notice these solutions that were built either fall in good health or probably good health and well-being, or fall into quality education. So the first solutions that were built in 2019 fall under good health, as well as it was very innovative, right? It fall under goal 3 and goal 9. The second one that was built, the ones that were built in 2020, the one from Uganda, the one from Ghana also falls under good health, as well as improved, as well as tick item number 11, because the city became sustainable in the sense that people could definitely don't need to travel all the way to go and report an emergency and come back. So it was easier for people to report stuffs. The team from Zimbabwe built something that fall under quality education, right? Really, really nice apps that were built. Whatever you're trying to build, you definitely should be able to build something that falls under this category. So this is what we expect for 2021. So what are the prizes? What do you stand to gain? Yes, I know Erica did mention this, but there were other things that were not mentioned, so I could probably highlight them on this slide. So for you to participate in Solutions Challenge, you have to be a member of a DSC, right? And then one thing that is clear here is if your DSC or your school happens to participate, build solutions and submit, if your school happen to have the highest number of submissions from in this competition, you will get you will be able to build something that will get your school to be recognized as a team that has the highest number of solutions challenge. So Google will recognize your school as being the school that has the highest number of solutions that were built, right? As well as you, for being a participant, you will get a badge, as well as a certificate, an official certificate from the Google developers team that specifies that you are a participant of a solutions challenge. and you build innovative solution that try to solve problems in your school. One more additional certificate where you're still in school, right? As well as a recognition for your school that the school participated in Solutions Challenge. If Simon decides to organize more Solutions Challenge event and you are able to attend, for example, I can see there are about over 20 people on this call at the moment, right? There are about 20 people at the moment. So if this number continue to attend events that are hosted by Simon, Simon will feel motivated to organize more events. And then at the end of the day, if you have a high number of events, if you have the most Solutions Challenge related event, your school will also be recognized as the school that has the highest number of Solutions Challenge related event, which means people in your school are interested in building solutions. So you guys continue to organize event that has to do Solutions Challenge, and a lot of people continue to attend. So encourage Simon by attending his event when he organizes. That way he will get motivated to organize more events, and both you and your school will get recognized for the awesome things that you've been doing. So these two has to do with school, but then what happens to the team? So as you build these solutions, and we expect to submit your solution by 31st of March. Ideally, submission form should be open by 15th of March, right? So people could start submitting their solutions. So if you win the team, you get, if you're a part of the top 50 teams that build some awesome solutions, you will get customized mentorship. So we'll first drop the top 50 and then give them mentorship beside the one that they get when you register for the Solution Challenge. Immediately you register, you get invited to a platform called Partian that you have Google Developer Expert and GDEs and Googlers who are on site to be able to provide feedback for what you're building, as well as answer any technical questions you may have. But if you make it to the top 50 team, we will give you more Googlers as well as more experts to share feedback and help you move your app to the next level. When you get to that next level, which is basically after 2 months, we will expect you to submit another version of the app after this mentorship. And if you get, we then will start reviewing all over again. We'll judge your app, the top winning 50 teams. We'll judge the apps that were built by the team and select the top 10 winning team from there. Ideally, I expect your DSC to be part of the top 50 team and hopefully get to be part of the top 10 and even the top 3 winning team. So if you get to the top 10 winning team, you get additional mentorship. You also get a swag pack. It could be a bag, it could be different things, like, right? So a swag pack as well as 1 year subscription to Plural Site. As well as you get the opportunity to showcase what you built to other Googlers and other developers around the world when we're doing the demo day, which will be hosted on YouTube. The video will be on YouTube for people to be able to see. And you can always make reference to that even after leaving school. You could always reach out, look back at the video and be like, oh, so we built this app when we were in school, and Google recognized our apps for being part of the top 10 teams that build the app. And you could share it to potential employers to see how awesome you have been and how you're able to build great apps. So out of the top 10, after the mentorship, we will still review what was submitted by the top 10 team, right? And then select the top 3 winning teams during the demo day, right? And the winning teams would get everything that the top 10 winning team gets, right? As well as an additional Chromebook, and get the opportunity to chat with the Google executive to ask them whatever they want to ask. Probably they have a question, they probably have different things they want to probably discuss with the Google exec. This will be an opportunity for the members of the team. And we will also write an article on Google Developers blog to talk about the apps you build so that you could use it for reference in the future. So that is what you get when you become when you win the Solutions Challenge competition. So how are we going to select these teams, right? The judging criteria falls around 2 categories. we try to see how impactful what you're building, as well as what are the technology, the technology part of it, how technical is what you're building. So the first thing is we try to see if you're able to clearly establish what you're trying to build. Have you identified a problem and what goal you're trying to solve? Because we expect you to do a video. You know, on a normal day, if you've been to a hackathon, you're expected to be present in the front of a judge to explain to the judge, okay, this is what I build, this is what it does, this is what it doesn't do, this is what it's trying to solve. In your own case here, you'll be expected to record a 2-minute video, and then this is what we will use the videos as well as the repo you're submitting for us to judge you. So we want to know what challenge your solution was focused on. It could be one or more challenges, right? One or more goals on the UN 17. And we see if you explain the goal in a clear manner, as well as we then see how effectively does what you solve, actually what you build, solves what you just explained. So you basically tell us, okay, this is what I'm building, this is the goal it's trying to solve, this app will be able to do this and this and this, and then we expect you to use the app to demo what you're trying to build. So we'll now use what we saw and what is in your code to see if your solution clearly address the challenge that you mentioned in the first item here on the agenda, on the evaluation sheet. The third thing is we need to be sure during your video you need to be clear about what is the next step of the video, because we expect it to be an MVP. We expect you to build only the most important part of the app. There may possibly be some features of the app that you will not be included at the point of submission. We want you to clearly list out, okay, this is what the next step will be. So if this app, we will expect to build this, we will expect to add this feature, and we will expect this feature to be added, and stuff like this. So that's the third criteria. And the fourth one is we want to be sure that after you build the apps, you get people to test it and share their feedback. Because we don't just want you to work on the solution and expect it to work for everyone. You need to get feedback from people. People, real users, right? Try to get feedback from them, and we will look if you iteratively build the product after you got feedback. So people shared feedback with you, and you are able to build based on that feedback. It's the fourth and fifth item. So we want to be sure it was thoroughly tested by people, and you on your own end, you build better version of that app, or probably fix the features that the user thought will make sense in the most basic part of it. So that is the impact part. Remember the DSC program itself, the aim is to create an impact on you, and we expect you to build impactful solution to members of your community. So it's the reason why impact has a very huge mark in this end. So for the technology side of things, because this is a developer challenge, right? So we definitely need to look at things from the technical side as well as how impactful it is. So we'll look at, does your app actually implement the necessary technical components, right? We want to be sure the necessary technical components. For example, in the case of the PASS app, if we probably look at the emergency response app, because people need to send emergency, and when they report this, it has to be in real time. The team decided to use Firebase real-time database, like Firestore, which is the Firebase Firestore, which is basically a real-time database that is highly scalable. And then they know people may possibly submit an emergency and forgot that they submit, or probably be facing other issues, trying to probably provide first aid and stuff like this. The teams implemented push notification to send a reminder, to probably send a notification to the user to tell them, okay, we are on our way to the location provided and stuff like this. So they implemented notifications. Because people we also need to be able to, the app also needs to know, okay, who was the person reporting. That way the app can be able to send notification to the right user. So authentication was implemented. The same thing for you. If you know what you're building is really sensitive and you want to know who you're sending notifications so that you don't make a mistake, ensure you have everything that you need. Basically, ensure you identify the core part of the of the project, right? As well as ensure that technically you're able to implement those components. So 2 is we want you to be able to clearly explain what Google technology you use, why you use them, and provide guidance for the judge on how to run your code. So if you probably decide to use either a Google Cloud Platform or you're building an app and you want to implement Firebase, please ensure you write the direction on how a tester, a judge basically, can be able to set up your app, right, on their system or on their phone, and are able to test it. If you're using Firebase, tell them how they need to go to your project structure to create a project on Firebase and import their own product keys into your project. Do not share your project key on GitHub. It's considered a bad practice. So ensure everything follows good convention. Tell the judges to be how they can be able to run your code. Also, we want to be sure you don't just tell us, okay, the first link as well as the second link out. You get to understand what the social challenge is about as well as what the DSC is about, and ensure you become part of your community, because some opportunities like this, opportunity to get experts as well as to get different people who are in the industry, only comes when you're part of a community. If you decide that no, I am going to remain in my house and I don't need to be active in the community, the truth is you cannot, in the IT industry, most of the jobs are by referral. And it's not like by referral doesn't mean, okay, you have someone who is in the industry, the person can just refer you. The person will expect you to be good at what the role is requesting for the person to be able to refer you. To be good at what the role will give you, right, what the role it will expect, you're only going to get those feedback as well as all those conversations from being part of the community. So ensure you become very active at your DSC. Reach out to Simon, reach out to his team, or if you think you have what it takes to support the community, please reach out to him and tell him you want to be part of the team, right? And hopefully you get to be part of the team, or maybe even become the next DSC lead when the applications open in April, right? So that is it about Solutions Challenge, and I wish you all the best. If you have any question, I should be here for the next 5 minutes, and then I'll move on to my next call. But beside that, if you have any question and you're shy and you don't want to ask in the chat section, Auwal MS is my Twitter handle. You can feel free to send me a DM. You don't need to follow me to send me a DM. You can send me a DM on any of your questions that have to do with Solutions Challenge, communities, both DSC and non, as well as anything if you want to chat about engineering and stuff like this. So thank you very much for your time. I am going to be on the chat section so that I could probably check if there are any questions and answer. And Simon can probably read out the questions and I will answer them right here. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, Simon, for the invitation.
Yeah, I can see any question. I've been going through the chat section. Maybe, is there any question? There's one in the QA. A maximum number of how many people per group?
So, yeah, nice question. Thank you very much. I forgot to capture that on my slide. So a group can have at most 4 people. 4 people is the maximum number of people. So a team will have 1 to 4 members of a team. So if you are interested in being part of the Solutions Challenge, you will need to form a team of 4 people at max. It could be 2 people in a team, it could be 3 people, and it could be 4 people. Even for the picture of 2019, that you saw a lot of people on the picture, at the point of submission, only 4 people were submitted in the submission form, because we only have entry for 4 teams. So anyone who has and anyone who wants to participate will definitely be part of a team. So I can see a next question. Can one work on a project alone? So yeah, the short answer is yes, right? But I'm wondering why you'll want to work on a team on the project alone, right? Even if it is to get someone who will be a tester, right? So the good thing, I think I've seen questions about, okay, so if we work in a team of 4 people, how many Chromebooks get sent? So we send every single thing we're going to send, every gift we're going to send will be sent to individual members. It's not like we're going to be sending one gift for all the team members. No, everyone gets a team, or everyone gets a gift for being a member of the team, right? So even if it is to get someone who is going to test, someone who is to get feedback on the project you're working on, you want to work on, I think it's really, really worthy, right? It brings team spirit. You get to know how to build project along with other people. Really, really important. You probably get a team. Someone gets to learn from you. You also get to learn from them, even if it's just feedback that they're going to give you. I hope that answers your question.
Sure whether it's easy or not.
Okay, so it looks like there's another question. Oh, yeah, so I'm at the Q section. Oh yeah, so I'm sorry I didn't catch the maximum number answer. Yeah, so the maximum number of members of a team is 4. A team can only have 4 people. If you have other people who participated in the project, unfortunately, you cannot capture them during submission. You only have entry for 4 people, right? So the 4 main people who contributed to the project are the people who are going to be recognized. But probably during your own video, your demo, you can clarify that you had other people who help with probably sharing feedback and stuff like this. But the core team should be a maximum of 4. Okay, Simon, I think it's now 4. It's now, yeah. So I think it's now 5 minutes since the end of my session. And I will probably have to leave for my next session that's happening in 15 minutes.
Sure.
But I think there's one last question I could probably answer before I jump. I think, where are we going to be presenting our project? So what we expect you to do is to do a demo video of your solution, and you will be expected to submit a link. You could host it on YouTube. It could be a private video on YouTube, or you could probably even have it in your Google Drive and share the link with us during the submission period. And then if you get selected to be part of the top 10, if you get selected to be part of the top 10, we'll get to invite you to share more details. And if things get better, if the pandemic gets over, we will possibly have a physical event. But for now, just try to get to the top 10. We'll figure out a way for you to demo your session. So Auwal MS is my Twitter handle. Thank you very much for your time. And I will see you around. Bye, everyone. Simon, over to you.
Okay, bye-bye. Bye-bye. Thank you so much for your time.
Yeah,
we are
really
grateful. Thank you, my members, for joining. Well, thank you. Till next time.